Hey, Bjorn Strongndarm here. Welcome back to Disco Elysium. We're standing right outside of it, actually. Disco Elysium, the club, and we're gonna go check on some couple of traps and then enter this FALN building. We, basically, as far as I can tell, all the quests that we could still do, we have done. Spirit is eternal. I have to wait for that. I'm pretty sure I have to go into that building to the boardwalk, and I have no way getting to the island. This one I think is bugged or something. This one I can't do, and I don't, like, I have no idea how to even start that. So, like, all of these ones are sort of like, wait till they happen type things. So, just, there should be a trap around here, right? Wasn't there a trap up here somewhere? Yeah, oh, here it is. Here it is. All right, how about this one? Anything in it? Just dead and dying locusts and the slow swaying surrounding reeds. Poor things. Same as it said last time. I will check all of these. I mean, I'm pretty sure the Insulidian phasmid isn't real, but on the other hand, this is a game that has a hole in the freaking universe, so like anything could happen at this point. I've totally given up on thinking that I know anything. Now, I think the boardwalk up there would be a, like, one way to get here to the ladder. Oh, I guess I can go up that way as well. But I'm actually wondering if this thing here, maybe not, but I remember Kim said he couldn't climb the ladder, and maybe he can go in that tube if that gets us where we want to go. This one we'll check out. The trap is filled with dead and dying locusts. Most of them aren't moving anymore. You still can't see a phasma anywhere. Empathy is still feeling bad for the poor trap locusts. All right, this is it. Last chance. All right, trap. A few locusts trudge along the wall of the trap. The rest are piled in a heap in the corner, dead. No phasmids anywhere. All right. The Insulidian phasmid is not to be found by us. So let's go in this thing. An old pipe peeps out from beneath the rotting boards of the boardwalk. Could this be an alternative path into the Feld building? I'm guessing so. It didn't seem to be visible until we managed to do that shivers check on the big picture. A building like this must have multiple doors serving various functions, perhaps a basement access. Come closer and look in. Your eyes slowly begin to adjust to the darkness inside the drainage pipe. The lieutenant looks over your shoulder. What's in there? An ordinary drainage pipe, darkness. Okay, what else? As your eyes adjust, you see some trash. Crumpled up newspapers, cigarette butts. Someone has half-heartedly spray-painted skulls on the right side. And nothing. Broken glass from bottles thrown against the walls of the pipe, a syringe. Could we get into the Feld building through this pipe? Given that this isn't a martial arts thriller, a grin flickers across his face, it's highly unlikely, and not without risk to our health either. However, the pipe suggests there may be an entrance to the basement around. The lieutenant pushes aside the reeds and looks around. He means the pipe must be coming from somewhere in the building. And it's right here, a maintenance door. He points to a rusted metal double door to the right side of the pipe, obscured by the reeds. It's jammed shut. The subtle approach isn't going to work on this one. Let's see. It's a physical instrument, which I'm not very good at, but I do have ways of upping that. In fact, it's +1 there. Let me just see if I think I have some other stuff that adds to it. Okay, just the Man from a Heimdall t-shirt underneath my jacket should let me, I mean, it gives me a tiny bit better chance. I think, you know, basically like a 12 or an 11 probably is what that means. Yeah, I failed. You know, Lieutenant, you know, you're way into the pushing the doors apart, but you're not quite synchronized in your efforts. They slam shut again before you can enter. The lieutenant leans back again against the door, panting. Let's take a breather and tries again later. It's very tough. Okay, so let's try the ladder then instead. I think that one didn't require any physical instruments. But Kim said he wouldn't do that, but I can. A rusty ladder leads to the rooftop. Some of the rungs are missing. Yeah, that doesn't look good at all. Assess the situation. The distances between the remaining rungs are rather wide. You'd have to use the mounting brackets. However, they seem corroded and the peeling rust is razor sharp. In addition, the first rung is going to be tough to reach. It's what, 3 meters above the ground, and you're 180? 190, I'm a giant. Okay, but still, the roof is collapsing and the wind gets pretty brutal up there. Dismounting from the ladder is not going to be hard. Perhaps if you were to not climb the ladder instead? What if you were to do something more subtle? What if you were to reconceptualize climbing the ladder? Astral projection. Be open-minded about this. What if I don't climb? What if I just teleport? Lieutenant stares at you, stone-faced. Teleportation is not a thing. And more to try. You're kidding me. Oh yes, it could hurt a lot. Savor fair, challenging. Try teleporting to the roof. And I could put more, I think, into Savor Fair. Like, I'm physical instrument, I'm topped up. Savor Fair, I'm not. Plus, I can, again, change up my clothes for this. Okay, extra pair of glasses gave me another, just one more, I think. I get some for my trousers as well. Yeah, let's try teleporting to the roof. All you need to do is close your eyes and concentrate. Darkness enfolds you. You can feel the distance between the bench and the first rung of the ladder. All you need to do is do it. Zoop, zap, pow, crinkle. It's like magic. You feel yourself disappear, your atoms fading. This is not happening. Out of existence. Oh my god, I can't believe it. Bam, you find yourself on the roof having mastered the art of physical displacement. What on earth? I guess this is a world where meeting Jeff Bezos and not having enough money means that he changes the way light looks. So don't gloat, just stand there like a master. You know, for the record, you didn't teleport there. You just climbed the ladder with your eyes closed. The wind at the top of the building starts howling loudly, blowing away the lieutenant's voice. Faintly you hear, "Never mind. Find a way to let me in when you get inside. Don't go adventuring without backup, especially if we think the suspect may be hiding here." All right. Well, I'm on my own for the moment. I can check out this little spot. Wait, no, just give me the thought. That's all I'm asking. Or the dot. Come on, game. Do better. The Sentinel support beam has been destroyed by artillery fire. And that's really it, so I'll just go down. I can't walk over there, so down the stairs. Alright, can I let Kim inside somehow? Not obviously so? Oh, hold it. Another postcard, Martin Ace 98. And this door here. The glass is covered with grime and dust. You can barely see out. So can I make it into the basement and maybe let Kim in from that door from the other side? Okay, there's lots of stuff. I'm mostly... Yes, Kim? Oh, hold it. What did I say? You should take out your flashlight. Okay, I will do that after I let Kim inside. Push the doors open. You push the doors open. Hey, Kim. Come on in, bro. It's much easier from this side. The panels on the rails once you dust the sand off. I'm not quite sure I understand that, but with the help of your partner from their side, the doors open with a creak. Huh, hope no one dangerous heard that. You ready? Yes, time to investigate these passages. Let's move quiet and not make a sound. Not running is a great way to do that. Oh, that's interesting. Anyway, it tells me to use a flashlight, of which I do have one, right? Where'd it go? It's in tools, that's why. And actually, I kind of want to give me clothes that will boost my perception and visual calculus. Those are the two main things. Yeah, the extra visual calculus there. I think I got some boots to give me perception. Yeah. Okay, so the commander's jacket will give me some more visual calculus. All right, I've been through all of these, I think, and got what I'm going to get. Also, this gives me a minus to perception. So maybe I'll take that off I wish there was a way to sort these by, like, type. Anything else hurt my perception? I don't think so. Or my visual calculus? Yeah, I think we're good. So this sounds good. I guess my shirts, maybe some more conceptualization or something like that. Or that's rhetoric and empathy. That's just straight up drama. Maybe some actually, you said it might get dangerous. So maybe some straight up armor underneath. I think that's a good idea. So now we got our flashlight. Let's walk, don't run. What do we got around here? This overturned table is covered in orange mildew, crawling with something. Old file folders in the cart, documents silvery with mold. I'm going to do all the dots first and come back. This collapse nearly sealed the basement. One can barely squeeze by. Oh, that heads back upstairs. Okay, that's where I came in. An antiquated office furniture. Last century, maybe. Brought down and forgotten so long ago. So I can go this way. What do we got here? In the beam of a flashlight, a crevice in the wall. Let's try to get over there a little later. What else is down here? I'm not running, but I can still hear my footsteps, so, you know. A series of thick, dusty panes of glass. This isn't just glass. These are old computation components. These are computer components? That's what he just said. Yes, filament memories from the time when wires were cast in glass, slides with an inlaid nervous system. How they do that and why? The how was a closely guarded secret, something that was locked in safes in human heads across the river where they were manufactured. As to why, your fingers don't know. The why is easy because they hadn't come up with modern silicon-based systems yet. For vitreous cast filament memories, though, these seem incredibly advanced. Hey, Kim, look, old cybernetics. The lieutenant tilts his head, watching the light glimmer on the glass. So it is. I think these used to form a single system slotted in the wall. So this is all that remains of Feld R&D? He nods. The rest of the building seems to have been picked clean. Could this be part of the Feld playback experiment? These? No. These are old filament memories. I hope you're not expecting to find that device here. You will be disappointed. All you will find here is pain. Thanks, Inland Empire. Oh, yeah, there's a box here. What's in the box? An solitary suit jacket, which gives me some suggestion. Don't run. It's really tempting to run. Like, I've been running so much, and the slow walking is kind of painful, but check this out. Boot prints in the sand. One of the soles appears more worn than the others. That sounds... There's something in the air, an unnatural buzzing. The tunnel collapsed. You'll have to find another way around. Seem to go in a long way. It's getting louder, the buzzing sound. There it is again, like a swarm of hornets buzzing under your scalp, a strange tingling you can almost smell. Lieutenant, do you feel something? No, what do you mean? Pain, a strange tingling. I don't feel it, but... He looks ahead beyond the arch. We should still be careful. There were footprints back there, and I'm pretty sure they were fresh. I saw them too, footprints with the right sole worn smooth. Looks like our suspect, if she's in here. We need to plan our next step carefully. What do you mean? He lowers his voice. Once we detain a credible suspect, who knows what the Union and Wild Pines will do? We'll set in motion events we have no control over. You will upset the balance of power in Martinaise. The deadlock between the company and the Union will destabilize. This part of town is a fine clockwork puzzle. Disturb its peace, and it will start breaking down uncontrollably. Keep calm and go over the whole situation in detail. We found out Everard's plan to take the harbor. Maybe we should tell Joyce about it? I'll leave that to your judgment. You already know what I think about cross-pollinating information like this. It's dangerous, but you just can't be sure. Maybe it will yield something useful. We checked the buoy with Clause's documents. I want to hear her take on why it was empty before. Okay, why not? Whatever goes down might also affect her. The Union is watching her closely now. Not closely enough, you suspect. But still, good idea to visit her once more. How bad do you think things could get? Well, we're not responsible for what we can predict, are we? I don't think the entire city will be razed to the ground. He smiles in the dark. Let's try not to worry, he thinks. You can't predict it. If you can't predict it, there's nothing you could have done. What do you think is waiting for us there? I think it's a cavern. Lieutenant's whisper echoes in the tunnel. Maybe more cellars? I think we've been careful enough. We still have the element of surprise. I wouldn't be so sure. You haven't exactly been sneaking. Or maybe not. He puts his hand to his holster. Either way, once we go deeper, there'll be no turning back. All right. I think that's the game's way of telling me this, like, telling me both that there's unfinished things I could still do, and that once it's like it said, once I go down that way, there's no going back. So let's check this stuff out in here if we can. And then I'm going to go talk to Clausier and Ruby. I actually had thought about talking to Clausier and getting her take on the thing that was missing. So now I want to do it more so. Stale fabric smells and dust. No one slept here in months, maybe years. These pots and plates are full of dust and spider webs. The same slit window you saw from the outside. Revolutionary propaganda on the bunk bed, ancient flyers and brochures. Could this have been the killer's hideout in this narrow window, the point of origin of the shot that killed the mercenary? Oh, interesting. It does look like an embrasure, a slit made for shooting out. Peek out. Outside the window, the day is clear and as mild as can be in the early spring. Turn to Kim. Could the killer have used this as a hideout? It's a great place to hide, certainly, but there hasn't been anyone here in ages. Kim, I can't see the whirling in rags. The shot didn't come from here. Indeed, no one could get a clear view. Well, at least we've been thorough. I like thorough. Lieutenant's voice betrays a slight disappointment, which he glosses over by reasserting control. All right, check out the picture. A mustachioed and mutton-chopped man amateurishly depicted gazes at you with sad eyes. A plaque reads, K. Mazov. There is a spider web in the lower left corner of the portrait. Brush off the dust. Years' worth of dust is shaken off. The full head of hair, matched by an ample mustache and sideburns, look a bit silly. It's Kraz Mazov. What a troublemaker he was. Yes, looks like some latter-day radicals were hiding out here. They left a long time ago. What's with all these secret weapons caches and secret bunkers? We have found a lot of these lately. I guess what most people think of as history tends to linger in run-down neighborhoods. Martinaise being what it is, no one has gone through the trouble of cleaning out the old bunkers. A good hiding place for someone who's up to no good. Maybe I should move in here. Seems cozy. I won't stand in your way, but only after we're through with the case. Could it be connected with the Mazov bust we found in the students' room? Millions of depictions of Mazov have been produced. They're not all connected. Besides, that looked like some student. They used to always go for this kind of stuff. Could someone have stopped through here recently? He looks at the dust. You mean like Ruby? No, I think we stumbled on a piece of history. All right, let's go. Let's check out this box here. A revolutionary hat gives me +1 to Mazov socioeconomics. I'm just gonna cut away and go talk to Joyce and then talk to Ruby. I do think I want to tell Joyce about Everard's plans. I don't trust Everard farther than I can sneeze. Actually, now that I think about it, I think I probably can sneeze farther than I trust him.
Good. What can I help you with?
Well, I've been dealing with Everard again. She nods with well-contained curiosity. She's not even asking you anything. It's so easy to just say, ma'am, this whole thing is a takeover. A takeover? Yes, it's not a strike. You aren't being let in because there's nothing to negotiate. The Union is taking the terminal. If they're taking it, she looks towards a colorful mountain of crates, like toy blocks rising above Martinaise. Green livery changing into red, blot by blot. Like a cancer of the blood metastasizing. Then we're talking about a war. Evart needs to let me into the harbor at once. We need to talk about this. He's ready for a war. They all are. They most certainly are not. Her eyes return to you. Krenel has 1,000 men on their payroll. The next batch will be a platoon of 20 men in a gunship. I've seen the Union forces. They're better organized than these mercenaries. They also have the support of the people of Revachol West. It will take more than Krenel to wipe them out. Wild Pines will just send more and better equipped men. Make no mistake, ma'am. I am sure you have the money. The question is how many years and how many lives are you willing to sacrifice? What do you suggest I do? I mean, it's not the RCM's job to make these decisions. I just really think that's true. You got to figure it out. It's not the RCM's job to make these decisions. Of course, your job is to clean up after them, and it looks like there will be a lot of cleaning up to do in the near future. So what are you going to do? What I will do, she says, slowly looking around. The wind blows, waves crash in the distance. She crosses her arm and asks, "Did I ever tell you how they discovered this isola during our reality lowdown?" You said you would, one day. She nods. It may be the only break we ever caught as a species, the last one for 400 years. Why? The nations who colonized this isola called theirs Mundi, the world. It was all they knew, all they thought would be. That there would be something more was a gamble, akin to another world, or life after death. The Pale was thought to be impregnable, perpetual. She points northwest. Irene Le Navigateur, the queen of the Surazine, sent 8 expeditions, one after the other, into the mass at the edge of the world. 5 of the crews did not return. 2 did, but had lost their minds. 8? Is that a normal number? It was anything but normal. There was no precedent. People thought she was punishing the admirals, or had gone mad, or both. Until after years of trial and error, and the development of a strict psychological regime imitating the creation process of poetry, called Volta du Mar, or Return from the Sea. The 8th expedition returned sane and intact. They told of a new continent of matter. They told the queen and her counselor, Dolores Dye, that the Pale had begun to condense day after day, hour after hour, minute after minute, slowly raining down until it formed a vast ocean. The air is cold and is scented with petrichor. This ocean? She nods. The phenomenon has never again been encountered. For a time the crew thought they were experiencing a hallucination. The masthead proclaimed, "L'Insulinde! L'Insulinde!" the signal to wake up. But they could not. They were sane and conscious as islands began to appear on the horizon. There are 78,000 uninhabited islands in the Insulindian archipelago, officer. The freckled face of a god, she smiles. You've thought it 1,000,000 times. After life, death. After death, life again. After the world, the Pale. After the Pale, the world again. A total shift, she nods, in human comprehension of reality. On the 2nd day, a great skua was shot down above the flagship Lysergic. The bird was preserved and brought back, along with pollen. 4 years later, the Queen's counselor was proclaimed her innocent Dolores Dye, the elected world spirit. The age of humanism, internationalism, and parliamentary rule followed. We were high. And this was the last break we got? The nations of Mundi proceeded to discover 5 more isolae, or they discovered us, all in the rush of the great inter-isolary reconnection. But these others weren't uninhabited. We had to kill people there, wipe out indigenous populations, gunboat economies, or they came to do the same for us, or had done to each other. But here, she spreads her arms, there was no one but the skua, the Lysaea, and the blood breach in the river Esperance. It was the new world. The Mondials use it to amass the greatest concentration of wealth mankind has ever seen. Revachol the Suazane. What happened? Revolution, poverty, and the mercurial rise of capitalism, she nods. So, it's raining. It is. She pulls a hood over her head. Soon it will be spring, and everything will blossom. The gangs will run wild. The lieutenant keeps his hand in the rain, jacking motor carriages, ferrying amphetamines through Coal City. Spring is tough in Revachol. What will you do? I will take your advice, Lieutenant Yefreter. I will surrender Terminal B to the Union. Is that within your means? She puts her hand in the rain. She's silent for a second. We will see. Ma'am, this may well unravel property law this side of the river. If that occurs, we may never see the end of this kind of confrontation. The next time there will be 2 strikes. He looks towards the harbor, then 4, then 100. What happens will happen. She takes the end in her rain-slick hand and starts untying the knot. The age of capital has only begun. I will talk to my employers in person. We will amputate and cauterize Martinez if you handle the situation on the ground. She generally avoids that term with her employers. You know what this lady needs? Some political advice. Even though she's a high-powered corporate executive and you're an amnesiac degenerate, you're pretty sure she needs to hear your opinion on this. Use vague rhetoric obsessed with its own legitimacy, like I do. Harry, I will try to keep the best interests of the Moralist International in mind during our talks. Very good. On the contrary, Detective, she tugs the rope, it's a real drag.
Keep the peace, and I will keep my end of the bargain.
How far along is Cronell's investigation?
A confrontation is imminent. They have followed in your footsteps.
Oh, great.
As your investigation reaches a climax, so does theirs. They are your shadow. Arm yourselves. Armor yourselves. Protect their targets. Violence may be unavoidable, but we can limit the casualties.
When will they make their move and where?
Soon. I do not know precisely. They have cut off all communication, you see. They know I've been feeding you information.
Uh-huh.
One last thing, Lieutenant Dubois. I've given the matter much thought and come to this conclusion. You're not an amnesiac. You're insane.
Hey, let's not be closed-minded. It could be both, right?
I know, because I too am insane. I just hide my illness better. And I'm rich.
How do you keep your shit together?
The same strict psychological regimen the 8th Admiral developed when he crossed the Pale and discovered this isola, the Volta de Mar. It's used by inter-isolary travelers and other troubled souls even to this day.
Maybe I should use that. You could use a little bit of it yourself. Goodbye, Joyce L. Messier.
Watch out for yourselves. They will strike soon.
Thank you for the warning. I don't have that other thing as something to learn. I could... Let's unlock this and internalize the Insolidian Miracle. And Lieutenant watches her boat grow smaller on the bay, its white sails fluttering. With worry in his eyes, he does not know if it was the right thing to do, but he doesn't say anything. You wonder what Evrart has to say about this. Slowly, as the sails turn a gray-blue, as more oxygen gets between you. Alright, I'm not even going to talk to Evrart. I'm going to run and talk to Clausier. Alright, here we are with Clausier in the rain.
Officer, what brings you up here in the rain?
Oh, I should try this when it's not raining. That's interesting. Well, I've found your buoy. It was empty, just seawater. Her eyes widen. Oh. Did you take the documents? No, of course not. As I said, it would have been too risky for me to use those documents anyway. My employer gave them to me. In truth, I should have destroyed them. I'm afraid you may be in danger. She thinks for a moment, then shrugs. Yes, I am, regardless of who took the documents. It was probably just an accident. I was worried. I'd been too careless with the latch. The documents were probably just... She waved her cigarette. Washed away. The words washed away sound distant and strange suddenly. Somewhere far away, a dog barks. Let's return to this later. I would like to, I don't know. Let's see if we can pass a little bit of time by reading. That's not where we read. We'll hold it. We got new stuff over here? Oh wait, this is just, these have been updated. So, let's see. We could read The Great Innocence. The Greatest Innocence by João Paulo Samataro Lopes de Fuego. The book is large and heavy. I don't want a large book. Let's try Medicinal Purposes of the Pale. Let's try one of those hangover cures again. Choose a base ingredient, maybe fresh mint, mixed with a dram of whiskey, and some wild ginseng root. The tincture you've invented sounds intriguing, but its medicinal value is suspect, to say the least. It's safe to say it won't cure your hangover. Try it again. Maybe meadow rue, birch bark, and a spoonful of sugar. You've created a delicious tincture of whiskey and ginger. According to the pharmacopoeia, it should increase your energy and focus. Though when you're experienced, it's only done the opposite. All right, close the book. Open the book. I just want some general health advice. Have you taken any walks with a pail recently? Maybe. And on your walks, you stop to meditate on the nature of your being. No, I don't. You need to do that. It's important for opening up your eogenous zones. What are eogenous zones? There are a series of psychic nodes located throughout your body. Unfortunately, the stresses of modern life often cause us to close off our eogenous zones, which can result in all manner of physical and psychic ailments. Regular meditation in the pail, however, can help to open up these zones, permitting the free flow of psychic energy throughout the body. Oh, then I do very much so. I meditate all the time. Good. And when you meditate, are you in the nude? Oh yeah, buck naked. Excellent. You're doing everything as you should. Regular pale meditation has been shown to help keep your body lithe and strong, your mind alert and expansive. A note of caution, however, be sure to limit your exposure to the pale to no more than an hour a day and no more than 3 hours total per week. Put the book away. All right. I think that really is it. I'm going to do the close thing for Shivers. Okay, this is a ridiculous ensemble, but it gives me +3 to Shivers, which really is only...
Officer, what brings you up here in the rain?
It's still, like, impossible. I will try it nonetheless. And it failed. I sort of expected it to. I would have waited for the rain to stop. I think if... I would have waited for the rain to stop if I had been, like, going to... if I, like, had other things to take care of, you know, like if I was planning on doing more quests or whatever. But that's like the very last thing that we're doing before we're running to what looks like very much a point of no return. So I just thought I'd try it. You know, it was a Hail Mary. It didn't go through. We're no worse off than we were before. But I am going to just run back really quickly to the kind of point of no return place. And once we're there, then I'm going to take a little break and we're going to come back and go. And like, the game is telegraphing really hard that we're about to meet Ruby. So I think it's time for a little introduction between us and Ruby. I will probably try to, like, I don't know if she's going to try to shoot us or whatever. So I might put my gun in my hand. I don't know if I want to do that, but I think it'd be a smart thing to do. And also, I think I might want to make sure I have, like, all that armor on as well. But we'll just get there and take a break, and then once we're there, we will start back up next time. So thank you, as always, so much for watching. I'll see you soon.